Welcome to this week's episode of Analyzing Chazal. This week we'll be analyzing the commentary of the Balaturim on this week's Parsha, Parshas Ve'etzchanan. Okay, let's go to the Pasuk. Perek Gimel, Pasuk Chaf Gimel, the Pasuk says, V'etzchanan al Hashem v'yisahi leimar. And I prayed to God at that time, saying, the Balaturim, Le'el ksiv lo tiraum, chazakti es Yisrael, ulai yirachem alai. At the end of last week's parsha, the pasuk says, "Do not fear. I strengthen Bnei Israel. Maybe He will have mercy on me." The explanation of the Balaturim. The Balaturim is explaining the reason that Moshe thought now was an opportune time to pray to get into Eretz Yisrael, since he had given Bnei Israel a feeling of confidence, telling them not to fear the battles ahead, as God would be with them. Since Moshe inspired them, he felt that maybe God would have mercy on him and allow him to enter Eretz Yisrael. Hint to the question. The Balaturim seems to be telling us that what would seem to be a relatively small thing would be the catalyst for a great reward. Okay, let's stop for a minute, and with a hint, can you come up with the question yourself? Okay, here's the question. The Balaturim seems to say that Moshe was banking on the fact that he gave Bnei Israel confidence to be the catalyst that would allow him entry into Eretz Yisrael. Moshe was a leader of Bnei Israel, probably one of the most righteous people in our history. And it seems that none of the great things he did would be a merit for him to go into Eretz Yisrael. But the seemingly small thing that he did, by giving Bnei Israel confidence, would cause God to annul the decree? The answer, as we always say, comes from the question which was, Moshe was the leader of Bnei Israel, probably one of the most righteous people in our history, and it seems that none of the great things he did would be a merit for him to go into Eretz Yisrael, but the seemingly small thing that he did by giving Bnei Israel confidence would cause God to annul the decree? The answer, of course, is yes. And the reason is that we do not appreciate how important and special it is in the eyes of God to give people confidence and remove their anxiety. The practical application. In our lives, most if not all people suffer from anxiety and a lack of confidence. We need to realize that people need to hear messages of chizuk constantly to keep them on an even keel. It is so important for us to know that giving a person just a few minutes of our time and a couple of inspirational words of chizuk can change their life, and is viewed by God as a tremendous mitzvah which will open the flow of God's mercy to us. Have a wonderful Shabbos, and we'll see you next week for Parshas Eikev.